Hey everybody, Game Scribble here, back at you with another Skyrim video. This one's going to be a mod showcase or load order for the build I'm currently doing called the Stormlord. This build is featuring a two-handed destruction magic heavy armored guy. Super fun playthrough. Check out the build and the Let's Play series that I got going on. Anyway, I just wanted to do a load order rundown for you guys so you can see what I'm using for this playthrough. I've had no one request this video. No one's asked me about this. No one has said anything. And that's why I'm doing this, because nobody seems to want it. That's right. Thank you. Okay, so starting off, here's our load order. We got the Skyrim Special Edition patch thingy that everybody should have at the top of their load order. Creation Club update for arcane accessories. That's the only Creation Club content I have is arcane accessories, and that's all I got. Your own thoughts, just basically I use it in all my builds because it's pretty neat. Check it out. It is very low usage as far as space goes. I got a font replacer. This is Sovngarde Mist's font replacer. This is the bold edition. I like it. Gregorian calendar changes the calendar, so instead of all that shit you can't understand with the days and the times and the dates, this makes it so that normal people playing Skyrim can understand what the hell day it is and what time it is. Thank you. Pastel map markers, because pastel colors are pretty. Gilded Green Regrown is a quest kind of mod that when you rebuild the Gilded Green in Whiterun, it starts as a sapling and you watch it grow, and it's fun. Visible favorited gear. This is a new one for me. But I think it's fitting because if you have a two-handed destruction mage and he's using his magic, you want to see that he's got the big-ass sword on his back. I mean, it's kind of cool, and without that, I think it's missing some immersion. So, it doesn't cost a whole lot. It uses up just a little tiny bit of space, so I figured I'd try it, and so far it's working good. Ars Metallica just gives you more crafting stuff. Craftable clothing. I like to craft clothing, put it on people so they're not naked. And this mod is great for that. Forsworn gear, I don't know. I always have this. I don't know. Not going to use it with this playthrough here, but I am going to use it at some point with some playthroughs. So I just keep it. It doesn't cost much space, so it's in my load order. This is a new one for me, the Lore Friendly Armor Pack. This does a lot of cool stuff. It basically gets you some additional armors that are pretty cool. I don't know that I'm going to use any with this playthrough, but they're there. You got unique armors and weapons. I did a video. Maybe I'll link that video in the description if I can remember to do that. Unique armors and weapons. It's an awesome. I don't think I would ever do a playthrough without this. It's just so awesome. All the unique armors and weapons in the game are unenchanted, and they're there for you to use. So yeah, I love it. Wearable lanterns, you need that because it's dark. The lighting affects things that I have are dark. Reaper Paladin armor set. It's just a cool armor set. Barbarian steel armor. Very cool armor set. Stormlord armor. That's what this build is. The Stormlord is based on. It's based on this armor set. It is amazing. Heavy armor. You need the ebony smithing perk. So we're working on our smithing to get that. But it's really cool looking. And if you use that with a circlet, I don't like the helmet that comes with it, but I use it with a circlet and like kind of the old man gray hair, gray beard thing, and looks pretty badass. Peacekeeper armors, Black Mage armors, Kind Reeve armor, Dark Elven armor, King Crusader Mega Pack, which is armor and a a sword. We got Sithis armor, rough leather armor, Breton knight armor, Volkihar knight armor. Volkihar knight armor, the light version of that armor. You got armored circlets, and left-hand rings. These are all armor mods. I like them all. They're all in there. Not going to use all of them with this build or playthrough. Might have a companion or two that wears them, but they're just in there, and I don't want to get rid of them. This takes up a pretty good amount of space here. Anyway, left-handed rings adds an additional ring on your left hand. Good for destruction magic. This was a mod called I Hate Vampires. It's gone from Bethesda.net, but I kept it in my load order and have never deleted it because it keeps vampires from attacking and killing everyone in your towns. So anyway, that's my I'm just keeping it in there. Practice dummies is great. I might do a little short video on practice dummies, just a couple minutes long. Pretty good mod, just helps for early game. Bounty perks, I should do a video on this too. Again, very cool. You get a bounty or go into an inn or a tavern or talk to the Jarl's aide and get a quest, and you do that quest and it gives you the little 100 gold. But also now with this mod, you get a perk point. So there's that. Here's my magic overhauls. Mysticism, a magic overhaul, Fendrix magic evolved, and Apocalypse magic of Skyrim. These three together are great for any kind of mage build or any kind of destruction, mage, battle mage, things like that. These three together work great. Next is Mage Fist. It's really good for an unarmed character. It basically adds a spell like Stone Flesh, Ebony Flesh, those flesh spells. It does the same thing to unarmed damage. I'm not playing an unarmed character, so I won't be using this, but it's in my load order. Improved bound weapons, and then we get into some weapon mods. Heavy armory, new weapons, additional lore weapons. These two here add some really cool weapons to the game. Hammers and stuff like that. Just really cool. Then we have Rich Merchants of Skyrim. This just makes all the merchants have 10,000 gold instead of 1,000. It just helps to reduce some of the grinding that you have to do in this game. Unlimited Shouts. This mod adds every time you get an Amulet of Talos, instead of it having a 10% shout cooldown, it has a 100% shout cooldown. Pretty useful in the game. I think as long as you don't overuse it, it can be immersive because you're the Dragonborn. You shouldn't have to wait, 5 minutes between each shout. I think, dragons can shout unlimited, so why can't you as the Dragonborn? Something that's never really made sense to me, so I'm glad. Thank you to whoever created this mod. Again, I don't overuse it, but I do use it sometimes, especially with this build, the Stormlord. Since he will be using shouts, I think this will come in handy. And look, if you want to overuse it and be overpowered, hey, have at it. More power to you. Whatever makes you smile. Now we have some sound mods. Immersive sounds, reverb and ambiance overhaul, quieter dungeons and caves. These sound mods I have in all my playthroughs. Again, I don't know if I could deal without them because they're just really, really great, and I've never found a sound mod that is as good as these. If you guys know of any sound mods, hey, look, hit me up in the comments. Let me know if there's something different, something that you think I should try. Let me know. I'm always looking to change these up. Okay, so here's Surreal Lighting. I'm using this with True Storms just because of the size for weather mods and stuff. I just wanted to try something that I've never tried before. So with this playthrough, we're going surreal lighting with true storms. We have unique grasses with the landscape fixes for grass mods. Gotta have that in there. So that's kind of my environmental stuff. Also, this playthrough, I'm using JK Skyrim all-in-one, which is like a town and cities overhaul. We have the patch. There's a patch for that. Amazing overhaul to the cities. Just in the first couple episodes I've played, it's really cool. So I can't wait to kind of see more of what he's got to offer in these sets of mods. They are quickly becoming favorites of mine. KS Hairdo's Light. I either use Apache or KS. I went with KS Hairdo's because I don't know. Last playthrough I used Apache, so you know, it's 6 in one, half dozen the other, or whatever that saying is. They're pretty much the same. Same pretty much size. It's a big mod, but very, very worth it because you have a lot of options. Changed up the body and stuff. This time I'm using the 7 base female body just to save some size. Fair skin replacers, just a skin thing, and the size is really small compared to what I was using last time with CBBE. I have the definitive beauty pack for males, natural eyes, beauties of Skyrim, which handles the females. So these are my body mesh type mods with the hairdo thing, making people look better. I don't know if I like it as much as what I was using before, but it's something different, and together in this order the mods are working really well for me. Okay, so now we're going with meshes and stuff. This is Static Mesh Improvement mod. This is the OG. This is the original SMIM mod. It's a big one, but it's really nice. Somebody told me to go with Enhanced Texture Detail right below it because they kind of work really well together. So I did that. This High Poly Project is a new one for me. It basically rounds out a lot of the stuff in the game, and let me tell you, it makes a huge difference. Things really look well with these guys combined here. Then we got the Old Kingdom Weapon Overhaul. I use this mod a lot because it is badass. So Lush Overhaul for the environment, trees and bushes and grasses and things. HD trees. The reason I'm using these tree mods is because the environmental landscaping mods that I'm using and textures don't include trees and stuff. We have more blood and gore, enhanced blood textures, better blood splatters, and darker blood. These 4 together in this order make gameplay a lot more fun if you're into that kind of thing. It does take up some space. Overall, it's about 29 megabytes with all these together, but really worth it. Put them in this order, and you'll see. AOF, Believable Hair. I don't really know. This basically just retextures vanilla hair. I don't know. I can't really tell the difference yet, but I put it in there because it's something new. Okay, here we have ELFX, the regular version, and ELFX exteriors. These two together are working. Makes it a little dark on the interiors, but it's been okay so far. So no real complaints yet. Again, I'm using these because I don't think I used them in my last one. Just trying something new. Now we have the ELFX SMIM patch. Divine Forests is a really cool mod, so we gotta put that one in there. Now here's what I'm doing different. Skyland all-in-one. This is a texture mod that encompasses everything except trees and bushes and grass and shit. It's huge. It's 1022 megabytes, but it replaces, you know, if you're using Dark Ages or any of those other ones, you know, you have to have 15 different mods going on in order to get, oh my god, my phone. You have to have 15 different mods going on in order to get the same thing, and it's going to end up costing the same amount of space. So this Skyland is now all in one. Of course, now we have the Skyland all-in-one road patch. You need that. Now we have believable crime report radius, just a good mod to have. Makes things a little bit more realistic. Realistic conversations, speaking of realistic. Realistic wildlife, again, speaking of things that are realistic. Whiterun Underground Lair is a really nice kind of player home thing. I'm not really going to be using it with this playthrough, but it's there. It's a place to store stuff. It's a bedroom. It's a bunch of vendors. It's a bunch of skill trainers. I mean, there's everything. I'll probably do a video about this separately as a mod review. Then we have Breeze Home Basement. Same thing, just a little addition to Breeze Home downstairs. Adds a basement with some crafting stuff, and it's the typical thing. It's pretty cool. Point the Ways, the road signs, lampposts of Skyrim. Puts the lampposts around, makes things a little brighter along the roads. Obsidian Mountain Fogs is absolute must-have if you want your Skyrim world to look halfway decent. It just, what an amazing mod, and I would say if you haven't used this, just download it, put it in your load order, have a playthrough, and just walk around, especially Riverwood to Whiterun, that kind of area in the Reach, and just notice the fog. It's very, very cool. Crafter Storage, again, reduces some of the grinding in this game, just makes things a little bit easier. I don't overuse this. We got better combat AI, just makes combat a little bit harder. Actually, for me, sometimes it's frustrating because, you know, the typical Skyrim dodge where your opponent will all of a sudden dodge to the left because you shot an arrow at him. This is kind of the same thing. Like the bandits and all the people that you fight, they'll block. They'll use their time blocks to stun you. Sometimes it can be challenging to really get a grasp of what they're doing. They also changed their method of fighting based on what you do. So if you charge at them with a two-handed sword, they're going to start bashing with their shield. If you are far away from them and you're shooting arrows at you, they're going to dodge them. Mages are also going to act a little bit differently. So anyway, it just changes up a little bit from vanilla. We got athletic combat, realistic movement, same thing. It works really good. These two work really well together just to make combat a little bit different. Okay, here's a new one for me. More kill moves and decapitations because, well, why would you not have this in your load order? Come on, everybody, put it in there. There's the skeleton, realistic ragdolls and force, gotta have that. Display enhancements to change the display around as you see fit. This disables eye adaptation and bloom. No radial blur, no screen blood. This is a mod that expands on Nordic weapons that you find in like on Draugr and in dungeons and stuff. It just changes them up a little bit, makes it more immersive. For this playthrough, I don't know necessarily that it's going to affect us too much, but it's in there. Of course, we got the cheat room just in case. Alternate start, gotta have that. Color patches remover helps for some of the bugginess in some areas. And then go away map clouds, because you got to be able to see the map, and if you get rid of those clouds, it makes it pretty clear. Alternative start, live another life. We did use that in the Stormlord playthrough. We chose the option to, I guess you're doing something in Windhelm. And I can't remember what it was that we did. I think, but alternate start's a great mod. You gotta have that in there. So there's my load order. I will stop talking here and just kind of flip down the load order so that you can once again kind of get an idea of what they are. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and whatever you're doing, may it be successful or not. All right. Thanks, everybody.